Ladies and gentlemen, we all wish for a life that is smooth, predictable, and free of hardships. But life is not meant to be a straight road. It is full of twists, turns, and unexpected storms. The question is, how do we face these storms? Do we let them break us, or do we let them shape us? I want to share a story of pain, resilience, and transformation. A story of a person who thought life was perfect until one day everything changed. Life is unpredictable. No matter how much we plan, prepare, or try to control the course of our journey, life always has its own way of surprising us. We often live under the illusion that we are in control, that we can design our lives exactly the way we want. We set goals, we chase dreams, and we create timelines, believing that if we follow the right path, everything will fall into place. But life does not work that way. It takes unexpected turns, introduces unforeseen challenges, and sometimes brings moments that completely shatter everything we once believed to be certain. One day you may wake up thinking it is just another ordinary day, and by nightfall, your world may have changed forever. A phone call, an accident, a loss, a failure, anything can happen in a split second, altering the direction of your life completely. These moments of unpredictability can be terrifying. They shake us to our core and leave us questioning everything. We find ourselves wondering why things happen the way they do, why life doesn't go according to plan, and why pain and hardships seem to strike without warning. But the truth is, unpredictability is not the enemy. It is a reminder that life is not meant to be a straight road. It is a journey full of detours, obstacles, and surprises. It teaches us the importance of adaptability, resilience, and faith. If everything always went as planned, there would be no room for growth, no opportunities for self-discovery, and no moments that push us beyond our limits. It is in the unexpected that we truly learn who we are. When life takes an unexpected turn, it is easy to feel lost. We may grieve for the life we thought we would have, the dreams we were forced to let go of, and the comfort of familiarity that was suddenly taken away. But in those moments, we have a choice to resist change and suffer, or to embrace it and grow. The more we fight against the unpredictability of life, the more pain we create for ourselves. But when we learn to flow with the changes, when we surrender to the unknown with an open heart, we discover strength we never knew we had. Every person has a story of unexpected change. Some people lose everything they had worked for in a single moment, while others find themselves on a completely different path than they had envisioned. Some experience heartbreak, betrayal, or failure that they never saw coming, and yet those very experiences often lead to something greater than they could have imagined. Sometimes the job we lost pushes us toward our true passion. The relationship that ended teaches us self-love and independence. The failure we once feared turns out to be the greatest lesson of our lives. It is only in hindsight that we realize that what felt like an end was actually a new beginning. Life's unpredictability is not something to fear, but something to embrace. It reminds us to live fully in the present, to cherish the people we love, and to be grateful for every moment. We spend so much time worrying about the future, making plans, and fearing the unknown. But the truth is, none of us know what tomorrow holds. What we do have is today, this moment, and the ability to make the most of it. The beauty of life is that it is constantly evolving. Nothing stays the same, and that is what makes it extraordinary. We are not meant to stay in one place forever. We are meant to change, to grow, and to become more than we ever thought possible. So when life throws the unexpected at you, do not see it as an obstacle. See it as an invitation to rise, to transform, and to trust that even in the uncertainty, something beautiful is waiting on the other side. Pain is an inevitable part of life. No one can escape it no matter how much they try. It comes in different forms: physical pain, emotional heartbreak, loss, failure, disappointment. It arrives uninvited, often at the worst times, leaving us feeling broken and defeated. But pain, as unbearable as it may seem, carries within it the power to transform us. When we go through pain, it feels like the world is crumbling around us. The weight of sorrow can be overwhelming, making it seem as if there is no way forward. It tests our limits, making us question everything we once believed about ourselves. But pain does something extraordinary. It forces us to grow. It strips away our illusions, exposes our vulnerabilities, and teaches us lessons that no comfort or success ever could. Think about the strongest people you know. They are not the ones who have had an easy life. They are the ones who have endured pain and come out stronger. They are the ones who have been knocked down but refuse to stay there. They have experienced heartbreak but still choose to love. They have faced failure but still dare to try again. And they have suffered loss but still find reasons to smile. Their strength is not something they were born with. It is something they built through the struggles they faced. Pain forces us to look within, to confront the parts of ourselves that we often ignore. It pushes us to find new ways of thinking, to develop resilience, and to adapt to change. It teaches us patience, endurance, and the ability to rise even when everything around us seems to be falling apart. Every painful experience is like a fire that burns away the unnecessary, leaving behind a stronger, wiser version of ourselves. Many people fear pain, avoiding challenges and discomfort at all costs. But avoiding pain does not make us stronger, it makes us weaker. Strength is not developed in times of ease, it is forged in the fire of adversity. Just like a muscle grows when it is trained and pushed beyond its limits, our character grows when we endure hardship. Every tear, every struggle, and every moment of despair is shaping us into someone who can handle more than we ever imagined. Some of the greatest stories of human resilience come from those who have turned their pain into purpose. People who have lost everything but still found a way to rebuild. People who have faced rejection countless times but still chase their dreams. People who have suffered deep wounds but use those scars to inspire and uplift others. Their pain did not break them, it made them unbreakable. In the midst of suffering, it is hard to see the purpose behind the pain. But as time passes, we begin to understand that every painful experience carries a lesson, a hidden strength waiting to be discovered. We realize that pain is not a punishment, but a teacher, guiding us toward the person we are meant to become. It humbles us, makes us more compassionate, and reminds us of what truly matters in life. Pain is not the end of the road, it is a stepping stone. It is the test that reveals our true potential. Without pain, there will be no growth, no wisdom, no real appreciation for joy. It is because we have struggled that we value peace, because we have cried that we cherish laughter, and because we have fallen that we know the power of standing back up. Pain may shake us, but it also shapes us. It may bring us to our knees, but it also teaches us how to rise. And in that rising, we find a strength we never knew we had. Acceptance is the key to inner peace, growth, and transformation. Life does not always go as planned, and challenges, disappointments, and unexpected situations arise that we have no control over. When we resist what is happening, we create suffering for ourselves. We struggle, we question, we fight against reality, thinking that if we refuse to accept it, somehow things will change. But the truth is, life does not work that way. Acceptance does not mean giving up or being weak. It means understanding that some things are beyond our control and learning to make peace with them. There are moments in life when we find ourselves stuck in situations we never imagined. A broken dream, a lost relationship, a failure, or a painful past can feel like a burden too heavy to carry. It is natural to wish things were different, to replay scenarios in our minds and wonder what we could have done differently. But no amount of regret or denial will change what has already happened. The more we resist, the more we suffer. True freedom comes when we stop trying to change the unchangeable and instead choose to accept it. Acceptance is not about approving of pain or injustice. It is about acknowledging reality as it is. It is about saying, this happened, this is my present reality, now what can I do next? It shifts the focus from what we cannot control to what we can. The moment we accept our situation, we free ourselves from the emotional weight of fighting against it. We open ourselves to new possibilities, new perspectives, and new ways of moving forward. People often believe that acceptance is passive, that it means settling for less or lacking ambition. But acceptance is an active choice. It takes strength to face reality, to acknowledge pain, and to let go of what could have been. It requires courage to stop living in the past and start embracing the present moment. Those who practice acceptance do not stop striving for better. They simply stop resisting what already is. They recognize that growth happens not when we wish things were different, but when we learn to work with what we have. When we accept ourselves, we step into a new level of confidence and self-love. Many people spend years wishing they were different, wishing they looked different, had different talents, or lived different lives. But real change begins when we accept ourselves as we are. Flaws, mistakes, imperfections, these are part of being human. The moment we embrace them, we stop feeling inadequate and start realizing our worth. Acceptance allows us to see ourselves through a lens of compassion rather than judgment. It reminds us that we do not need to be perfect to be enough. Acceptance also plays a crucial role in healing. Whether it is recovering from a loss, overcoming trauma, or dealing with change, healing begins when we stop resisting reality. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Suffering comes from wishing things were different, holding on to the past and refusing to let go. When we accept what has happened, we allow ourselves to heal, to move forward, and to find peace in the present moment. Life becomes lighter when we embrace acceptance. We stop expecting everything to go perfectly, and instead we learn to flow with whatever comes our way. We realize that we cannot control everything, but we can control how we respond. We stop seeing change as a threat and start seeing it as an opportunity for growth. The power of acceptance is that it transforms our struggles into lessons, our pain into strength, and our challenges into stepping stones. It teaches us that no matter what happens, we have the ability to rise, to adapt, and to create something beautiful out of whatever life gives us. Limits exist only in the mind. The barriers we perceive, the fears that hold us back, and the doubts that whisper in our ears are all creations of our own thoughts. We are conditioned to believe that some things are beyond our reach, that certain goals are too ambitious, and that success is only meant for a select few. But in reality, the only thing stopping us from achieving greatness is the belief that we cannot. The mind is a powerful tool. It can either be our greatest strength or our biggest weakness. When we learn to control our thoughts and break free from self-imposed limitations, we realize that we are capable of far more than we ever imagined. From a young age, we are surrounded by expectations, societal norms, and invisible boundaries. We are told what we can and cannot do, what is possible and what is impossible. Over time, these ideas become ingrained in our minds, shaping the way we see ourselves and the world around us. We start to believe that we are not talented enough, not smart enough, or not lucky enough to achieve our dreams. These thoughts become our reality, not because they are true, but because we have convinced ourselves that they are. The mind, when filled with doubt and fear, creates barriers that do not actually exist. But the moment we decide to challenge these mental limitations, everything changes. History is filled with stories of people who defied what was considered impossible. Athletes who broke records that were once thought unbreakable. Innovators who transformed the world with ideas that others dismissed as unrealistic. Individuals who overcame physical, emotional, or financial hardships to achieve success despite all odds. What sets them apart is not luck or special abilities, it is their mindset. They refused to let their thoughts define their potential. They saw challenges not as barriers, but as opportunities to grow. Every great achievement begins in the mind. The body will follow where the mind leads. If we tell ourselves that something is too difficult, that we are not good enough, or that failure is inevitable, then we have already lost before we have even started. But if we shift our mindset, if we replace fear with belief and doubt with determination, we unlock limitless possibilities. The greatest breakthroughs happen when we push past the mental barriers that tell us we cannot. Failure is often seen as proof of limitation, but in reality, it is just a step toward growth. Every time we fail, we learn, we adapt, and we improve. The only real failure is giving up. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who refuse to stay down. They understand that the mind will try to convince them to stop, that fear will whisper that they are not capable, but they push forward anyway. They know that limits exist, only if they choose to believe in them. The key to breaking free from mental limitations is to challenge them. Whenever we think something is impossible, we must ask ourselves, is it truly impossible or is it just difficult? More often than not, the answer is that it is difficult, not impossible. And difficulty can be overcome with effort, persistence, and the right mindset. When we shift our perspective from I can to how can I, we open the door to endless possibilities. The greatest discoveries, the biggest achievements, and the most inspiring success stories all come from individuals who refuse to be limited by their thoughts. They understood that the only real restrictions are the ones we place on ourselves. When we free our minds from fear, doubt, and self-imposed barriers, we unlock our true potential. We begin to see opportunities where we once saw obstacles. We stop settling for less and start striving for more. Because in the end, the only thing truly holding us back is the belief that we cannot move forward. But once we realize that limits exist only in the mind, nothing can stop us. So I want you to remember this. Your story matters. Every challenge you have faced, every obstacle you have overcome, and every lesson you have learned has shaped you into the person you are today. Your experiences, your struggles, and even your scars hold power because they are a testament to your strength, your resilience, and your ability to rise no matter what life throws at you. Never underestimate the impact of your journey. You may think your story is ordinary, but to someone else it could be the light that guides them through their darkest days. Your voice, your truth, and your existence matter more than you know. So embrace your journey, own your story, and never be afraid to share it, because somewhere out there, someone needs to hear it. And if ever you doubt your worth, remind yourself of this. You are not defined by what has happened to you, but by how you choose to rise from it. Your story is not just about where you have been, but about where you are going. And that, my friend, is a story worth telling. So embrace change with an open heart, for it is not the end of your journey, it is the beginning of something new. Every setback, every unexpected turn, and every challenge you face is shaping you into a stronger, wiser version of yourself. You are not meant to stay in one place. You are meant to evolve, to grow, and to rise again. Life will test you, but you must refuse to be defeated. Let change be your teacher, not your enemy. Let it push you forward instead of holding you back. And no matter how many times you fall, always remember you have the power to stand up, to rebuild, and to create something even greater than before. So rise again, stronger than ever, and walk boldly into the future, because the best version of you is still waiting to be discovered.